Hi YouTube, and welcome to Digital Tech. Today let's have a look at Beitong Kunpeng 40, and not only one, but two. What's the difference, you may ask? This one is international version and this one only sells in China. And even though this is the same model, they are not that similar as you may think. And after watching this video, you will know which one is better and which one you should buy for yourself, and even if you buy this one or something else instead. These controllers were sent to me for review, but the opinions in this review are entirely my own. I haven't been paid to say or not to say anything, and if there's any shortcomings or problems with this product, I'll let you know, so the companies will make better product over time. First and foremost, they look different. The international version is white and gray, and the Chinese version is gray with kind of blue tint. They call it Aurora Blue. And let's begin with the quick unboxing. Dongles have different colors, and the Chinese version has Nearlink technology in it. They both come with protection rings. And here's the look at international version. It says BTP KP40, and there's also a cable inside. It's very cheap, and this is the Chinese version. In my opinion, it looks better, and it says BTP KP40B, and this one has a white cable inside, but it's the same quality. They have different face buttons design. Chinese version is transparent and the worldwide is solid. Extra buttons are exactly the same, stick materials the same, tension rings are the same. By the way, they made of plastic, not metal, as on Vader 4 for example. D-pad is the same, plastic, exactly the same shell, and the same on the back side. In terms of price, international version cost $80, but I've seen this controller on Gadget Hyper for example being sold for $70. And on AliExpress you can find it in around like $50 or something like that. And if you compare these two prices in Chinese market, for example, this one costs 279 yuan and this one costs 369 yuan, which makes this controller 25% more expensive. And if you estimate the price for international market, this should cost around $88, but I've seen this controller on AliExpress being sold for around $100. So for this video's sake, I will say this one costs $70, this one is $100. Also, Beitong have charging station, but I don't have one myself. International version weighs 242 grams and Chinese version weighs 248 grams. And in terms of weight, I would say these controllers feel on a lighter side. In terms of materials, they have exactly the same materials except for face buttons, because these ones are transparent as I said, and this one are solid plastic. And this plastic is okay, but I would say this feels a little bit cheap compared to other controllers in the same price category. They both have laser textured grips, it's not rubber, and this is my main disappointment in this controller. I thought these adjustment tension rings are metal, but in fact they are plastic. And everything else in this controller is made of plastic as well. In terms of feel in hand and shape, it feels exactly the same as an Xbox standard controller. Battery on international version is 600 mAh and Chinese version has 1000 mAh, which makes this controller better in terms of battery. And in terms of battery life, this one is around 12 hours and this one is around 17 to 20 hours. They both have TMR sticks and they feel smooth and nice because it has internal restriction rings inside. And also they have exactly the same plastic tension rings, which goes from 30 grams on minimum to 90 grams on maximum. And I would say these tension rings feels okay, but they're not as good as in Vader 4. Only 6.6% of viewers watching my content are subscribed. It's closer and closer to 10%. Let's go, guys! If you like my content, please consider to subscribe. It will help me to make more amazing video for you in the future. Thank you. For face buttons, they have exactly the same optical micro switch buttons and they feel okay. They don't have very long travel distance. I would say these buttons are just fine. Sound test later. D-pad is mechanical, and in terms of D-pad, it feels almost the same to a Vader 4, but there is one difference. Vader D-pad is more clicky and it's louder. Some people don't like it. When this D-pad is less loud, but at the same time it's less clicky as well. So when you press the button, you feel it better on Vader 4, but Kunpeng 40 is just quieter. If you want more quieter D-pad, this one is your choice. If you want more clicky and tactile D-pad, Vader 4 is your choice. It also has 4 extra buttons, which are start, back, turbo and home, and these buttons are membrane on both gamepads, not mechanical. This is how you turn off this controller. You hold back button and B at the same time. Weird decision, but whatever. Bumpers in this controller are exactly the same and they are mechanical too, but they're not very loud. and you can press them easily at any point of the bumper. So bumpers are fine. In terms of triggers, they have exactly the same TMR triggers. They both have trigger stops, but there is the difference. International version only have shortened travel distance for trigger. As for Chinese version, it has micro switch inside, and these micro switches feel great. And if you want a controller for shooting games, I would say this controller is your choice because micro switches is much better than the usual trigger stop. In terms of vibration, international version has two usual asymmetric vibration motors. When the Chinese version have them as well, but they also have vibration in triggers. So this one has 2 vibration motors, this one has 4. I would say in terms of features, Chinese version is more closer to Vader 4 and international version lacks lots of features. But the price is different as well. Also, you have 2 buttons on the back, and on Chinese version they are more dampened, whereas on international version they are more clicky and loud. Here you also have 3 pogo pins for charging station and switch between dongle, Bluetooth, Nintendo Switch and app. I just now realized I forgot to turn them on to show you the colors. By default, by the way, they both have red color on them. And for different modes, it has different colors. For example, for dongle it's red, for Bluetooth it's yellow, for Nintendo Switch it's blue, and for this weird app switch, you need to use it for Android TV or Android Mapper. And as usual, the main problem for me, they both don't have a turbo on the back buttons, but they have macro. As for Control Freaks, they're both compatible with PS4 and 5 Control Freaks. Polling rate results surprised me. Beitong states that Kunpeng 40 Aurora Blue has 2000 polling rate, while in fact it's 4000 Hz polling rate. It's always more than 2000, usually it's 2500, but still, these are extremely good results and even more, the best polling rate I've ever tested on my channel. International version shows very stable 996 Hz, still great. Stick resolution on international version is astonishing, 7578 data points and 5477 resolution. I was surprised again. Beitong has made one of the best joysticks on the market. Chinese version shows lower results for some reason, 6400 data points with 5000 resolution, but even these lower results are still higher than almost any controller I've tested so far. Great job, Beitong. I give credit where credit is due. D-pad feels great, diagonals are easy to hit, no false input noticed, triggers on Chinese version feel fine, well dampened without inner or outer dead zones. But on the international version they have problems when you activate the trigger stops. When you press the trigger it doesn't go from 0 to 100 immediately and stuck at around 60 for several first presses, and only after that it works as intended. Same problem as in GameSir Supernova trigger stops. Chinese version has stick rebound no matter how you set the tension rings, while international version has none. And they both have almost perfect circularity, 0.2%. Button latency was weird, but not because of the controllers, but the website itself. I've tested Chinese version first and the results were great, very low button latency. But when I tried to test the international version, the website just refused to work. I've even tried to test Chinese version again, no luck. Same goes for any controller, including Apex 5. So I can only assume they have the same button latency. By the way, the app is nothing really special, so I'm not gonna review that to make this video shorter. Just keep in mind that Chinese version of the app supports both controllers, but the international version supports only international version of the controller. Let's test it in aim labs, and first 2 attempts I've tested them both with 0 dead zones as usual, and I still felt like it has some inner dead zone anyway, because moving the stick felt choppy and not smooth at all. And you can clearly see that points and accuracy is lower than usual. I couldn't even get 30k points. Then I've decided to change the dead zones in the app to -5 on both controllers, and you can see how different results were. 38k points on Chinese version and 34k on international version. For some reason, Chinese version just felt better. I've also started to play Call of Duty 6 recently because it's a very good game to test controllers in FPS games. My main reason this time was to compare Chinese version of Kunpeng 40 to Vader 4, and Kunpeng 40 felt absolutely great, except for some reason only this controller out of all I've tried, L3 for some reason didn't work at all, and I had to walk like a freaking moron in this very fast-paced game, but still, aiming was a breeze. And then I've tried Vader 4, which was great as well, but I felt like it had more inner dead zone, even though it has 0 both in-game and in the app. At the end of the day, they both are great for FPS games, and you won't feel a big difference even using one after another.
Enemy HARP operational above.
Street Fighter V shows that my previous assumptions on the D-pad were right. It's a good D-pad for fighting games similar to Vader 4. Wreckfest felt great, no problems whatsoever, triggers are not too light nor too heavy to press, just fine. For a platformer-like game, I've played Touhou Luna Nights, and it also was absolutely fine. Conclusion time! I would say this is quite a good controller, and if you want to choose only one of them, I would choose the Chinese version all the time, because it has 2000 Hz polling rate, and as I show you in my test, it's not 2000, it can go up to 4000 Hz. It also has microswitch triggers and 2 extra rumbles in the triggers, and it looks better in my opinion. So we figured out which one is better and this one is better, and let's quickly compare it to a Vader 4. If you compare these two controllers, because they're kinda at the same price point, it's hands down better for Vader 4 Pro. But if you are comparing these two, it's not that easy anymore, because Vader 4 has Hall effect sticks and Kunpeng 40 has TMR sticks, which are basically better sticks, especially in terms of latency, and it also have TMR triggers, while Vader 4 has Hall effect triggers, but they are actually kinda the same. In my opinion, hair triggers feels better on Vader 4 Pro. Also, Vader 4 Pro has 4 back buttons, while Kunpeng 40 has 2 back buttons. And don't forget, Vader 4 cost $80, while this one cost $100. And also, in terms of feel in hands, Vader 4 feels much better and more expensive in the hands. And don't even tell me about these rubber grips, because I still have another Vader 4 without them, and it still feels better than Kunpeng 40. Also, stick caps are not removable here, while on Vader 4 you can easily remove them. Tension rings are plastic here, while Vader 4 has metal rings. Also, Vader 4 has 2 extra buttons here, and overall I would say if you are choosing between these two controllers, it also goes to Vader 4. I would recommend this controller only for people who needs TMR sticks for better precision and response time in FPS games. But even though this has TMR sticks and this has Hall effect sticks, and basically TMR is better and faster and so on, I would say during the gameplay you won't feel any notice if you're not a professional player. So in short, after all of this, I would say just buy Vader 4 or better wait for Vader 5. Don't get me wrong, this controller is good, but it's not that good for $100. I would say if you can find this controller for around $60 or $50, it will be a great deal. But for $100, I say simply don't buy it. Because for $100 or less, you can buy Blitz 2, you can buy G7 Pro, which I don't have at the time. Hell, you can even buy Cyclone 2, it will be better and it costs much cheaper. I would have even argued that D10 from Easy SMX is better and it costs much cheaper. So you have lots of choice for this price category, the competition is fierce, and this guy should be cheaper for this competition to come on the top. So at the end, this is a no-no for $70, this is a no-no for $100. If you can find this controller for $40, buy it, it's fine. If you can find this controller for $60, buy it, it's fine as well. And if you want to watch my review on Blitz 2 Dynasty Warrior Edition or Phantom from Hex Gaming, these two videos are now on the screen. Adios.